What's up guys, today's video is going to be on Dracula. This is one of the most used rulers at my personal locals and he is terrifying to play against. The deck revolves highly around using Dracula to take control of your opponent's Resonators while bombarding them with removal spells for things you can't take. If you're interested in building Dracula yourself, you can check out the giveaway video, I'll have it in the description, where I'm actually giving away a Dracula and some other key cards of the deck as well. Make sure to stay subscribed so you can see other deck profiles coming and other giveaways I'm going to be doing. And now, without any other interruptions, let's get this bloody video started. Alright, so starting off with the magic stones first, we run one of the fire and one of the dark true stones. These are pretty much just basic magic stones for fire and dark with added effects if needed. I don't use them too often, but it's nice to have as an option. We run 4 of dark red for removal spells, and then 4 white black for protection spells, on also being able to side into Return to Stories, which is really strong against Grim. For the Resonators, we run 4 Servant of Vampire. This card is a 1-drop 200/200 that protects all your other vampires from targeting. It's really underrated and it works really good. We run 4 Vampire Staff for a 2-drop 400/400. Its continuous effect is to do a slight burn every single turn and you gain slight life as well, but more importantly it's a target for Slippers of Cinderella, which will make it into 1,000,000. And then we run 4 Laura, which searches out every vampire in the deck. That's self-explanatory. 2 Cinderellas, which is the be-all and end-all of everything. This card will just wipe the whole field if needed. I used to think it was super underrated and didn't really pay attention to it until I played Grim at a tournament and they just got rid of every Cheshire Cat and every Gretel I had with 1 tribute. It was absolutely insane and I got a lot of respect for this card. We run 4 Carmilla, the Queen of Vampires. When this card enters the field, you get to destroy a Resonator, and if it's a human and you have Dracula or Alcaraz as your ruler, you take control of it, so it's just more stealing. Really annoying, not to mention 800/800 isn't bad for a removal plus getting an 800/800. Okay, moving on to the spells, we run 2 Bloodsucking Impulse. This card allows you to take the attack of 1 vampire and deal damage to an opponent's Resonator. If used with Dracula, you actually get to take control of the Resonator as long as it was destroyed. We run 3 Duel of Truth, which is essentially the same card, only you deal damage to each other. So in a scenario where Dracula is using Duel of Truth against Hamlin, for example, they'd both be destroyed, but you'd still take control of Hamlin with Dracula, which is amazing. Then we run 4 Thunders, which is self-explanatory, small removal card, and 500 direct. Stoning to death for whatever you can't get rid of with Thunders, and if you don't have Dracula for Duel of Truth shenanigans, this card gets rid of cards like Hamlin and Rapunzel if needed. 2 Slippers of Cinderella. This card I mentioned when I was talking about Vampire Staff. It gives 600/600 if it's equipped to Resonator that's original printed attack is 400/400, or minus 400/400 to something that's not. So if you equip it to something like your opponent's Elvish Priest, it's small 1-drop removal for that as well. Then we run 2 Alvarez Demon Castle. It gives 200/200 to every vampire. For Dracula, that counts as well, so he'll be 1200/1200. So if he does Duel of Truth against stuff like Hamlin, it's a double win-win situation because you don't even lose your Dracula and you get to take Hamlin. I use 2 Dreamer Juliets and a Breath of the God for protection purposes, although Dreamer Juliet can also be used to destroy additions. And then lastly, I use 1 Necronomicon. This card is the biggest game changer there is. You can either apply way more pressure by using more Stoning to Deaths and Thunders from your graveyard, and or let's say you're in a situation where it's your turn, you have 7 dual stones, and you haven't called a stone yet. You play Necronomicon, you then use Carmilla to destroy a human, take control of it, and then flip Dracula, and now you're magically in the lead. So that's it for the deck profile, guys. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. If there's any deck profiles you'd like to see in the future, you can make a request for that as well. Please subscribe to the channel and check out the giveaway video I was talking about. If you don't, Dracula is going to kill you and then I'll have control of you and I'll make you do it anyway. So you might as well be willing. So I'll catch you guys next time. Do it. Later.